convincing my parents to take a train with me to spend 4 days in New Orleans. Visiting New Orleans and eating traditional New Orleans beignets and drinking chicory coffee at Café du Monde and having an authentic po' boy has been a dream of mine since I was little. I haven't had very many opportunities to actually go, but this spring break we have nothing going on and we have the money to go. Why take a train versus a plane versus driving? The train ride is cheaper than a plane ticket. A plane ticket through Southwest, flying out of Dallas Love Field into New Orleans, is $216 round trip, whereas taking the Amtrak from San Antonio to New Orleans round trip is $145. There are no stops on this 15-hour ride. Driving does take less time than a train. It takes about 10 hours, depending on who's driving. But you have to stay in your car the whole time. Yes, you can get out, yes, you can walk around, but you have to stay in your car the whole time. If you're on the train, you have the chance to get up and walk around the train cars. There's a dining car, there's a scenic car where you can sit and just watch the world go by, right? You can see everything you want to. You can kind of do that with a plane, but it's an hour plane ride, so you can't really see very much. You also have the chance to talk with the people that you're hanging out with or going on the trip with. You can sit there at a table and visit. You can't really do that while you're driving because most people just fall asleep. Why visit New Orleans? New Orleans has over 55 museums and exhibitions. We could spend a day visiting the World War II Museum, the New Orleans Museum of Art, the New Orleans Jazz Museum, and the Mardi Gras Museum of Costumes and Cultures. We could also spend the day exploring downtown New Orleans, including the historic Bourbon Street. We could also spend the day and take alligator swamp tours. But we could also spend one of our days, maybe the day that we take our swamp tour, going around and visiting a number of the amazing restaurants that have their own individual rich histories, including Café du Monde, which is number 1, Commander's Palace, Dookie Chase Restaurant, Central, Grocery Co., and many more. Now, the cost for the hotel there. An average Airbnb cost is around $300 to $400 for about 3 days. With the money you save taking the train and getting an Airbnb versus getting a hotel, you can have more money and to spend on buying more food, buying more souvenirs, having more experiences than you would taking a $300, $400 plane trip, spending that money on the plane versus only spending $150 round trip for a train ticket. And most of the things that we would do are within walking distance of each other. Most of the museums are within 3 or 4 blocks of downtown. Most of the Airbnbs that we would stay at, or the options that we would have, are within walking distance of those hotels and those museums and their restaurants and I think even the swamp tours. So in conclusion, it would be a very fun and memorable trip for all parties involved.